Good morning. I'm back. Guys. I know I received the messages. Thank you. I received text messages. I am okay. Um, when I tell you, all I can say is God is definitely good. And anyone that does not believe in God, I challenge you to just start believing. I am always one of those people that I'm like a I used to always say, "Oh my gosh, I almost died." Like I always start stories off like that, and it could always be like the smallest thing. I could trip, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I almost died." But I can tell you that I almost died, um, and that's real. So, where do I start? So on Friday, January 22nd, the Friday before the blizzard in on the East Coast, I found out I was pregnant, and that pregnancy was already scary at that moment because at that point I had been bleeding for over a week, and that's what prompted me to take the pregnancy test, ironically, and came out positive. Went through the snowstorm. I was having pains in my lower abdominal area, and I did not want to go to the emergency room during a blizzard. I'm like, uh, getting there and then getting back to New York City, they shut down. There was like no cars on the road. So I woke up Sunday morning and I still had this crazy pain. Like it was real intense. And it was just like I kept hearing God say, go. My only compromise with God at that moment was, can I please eat my breakfast? And then I'll go to the hospital. So I literally like struggled to make me some turkey bacon, a spinach omelet, and some toast. Like I struggled to make that. I was in so much pain. And I went to the hospital and I was quickly sent to the back. And when I went to the back, they started to check everything. They did the first sonogram and they was not able to see, but I knew, and I'm like, well, doing my own calculation and knowing my own lifestyle, I'm like, I'm approximately about 5 to 6 weeks. So I know that's not rare that they can't see the stomach's ultrasound. So they sent me to get the vaginal, and I was literally in there on my back for over 45 minutes. And normally I would get very impatient. The pain, I did have pain in my back, like I have sciatic nerve as well, and the pain started to radiate down my left leg. And I'm just like, I wanted, like, I really, at that point, I wanted to tell this lady, to screw this, forget this, I'm going home. But it was just like God kept saying, relax. And I just started meditating while I'm on my back, and this lady is doing what she has to do. And then she said, quote unquote, I found the problem. So I didn't say anything. Like I just at that point I didn't know what she meant, but for her to label it and classify it a problem, I said, okay, something is really going wrong. So the doctor comes in and she basically tells me that I had a ectopic pregnancy. So my pregnancy was in my fallopian tubes, and at first I'm just thinking, because in 2011 I had a miscarriage. So I was like, okay, another miscarriage. She was like, no, there is no miscarriage. She was like, you are still pregnant. Unfortunately, we had to do emergency surgery. She was like, and if we don't do this emergency surgery today, you could die. And I'm looking at her like, you have to be kidding me. So in a span of like 60 minutes, I went from the ER to the OR. And as I am there on the bed, I was in good spirits. I was just like, I cried for maybe like 5 minutes. And that was mainly because two things. I'm not a fan of surgery. I mean, I don't think anyone is. But then my mom wasn't there. Like my family, they didn't get to the hospital yet because again, we just had this major snowstorm. So I am just like, my mom need to be here and my niece and and I just started talking to God, and it was just like, you know what? There was a reason. And that morning, I still remember it was just like I'm in bed and it was just like, you need to go. And I was so thankful. And when the surgeon came to me, the main surgeon, his name is Dr. Douglas, he came and, he is like, he's leaning on the bed and he's like, are you ready? And I'm like, I don't think anyone's ready for surgery. He was like, well, I'm going to just tell you this. He said, I'm glad that you came in today. He said, I'm glad that I came in today. He said, because if you would have maybe waited tomorrow, chances are we wouldn't have this conversation. And that was the moment that I realized I almost died. So thankfully, after 1 hour and a half in surgery, I woke up. My mom's standing there, my sister, and I survived surgery, emergency surgery. You go into the hospital at about 11 o'clock that morning, and you are now in recovery at about 8 p.m. that night. And it's all because I had to listen to God. So last week, that was why you didn't hear from me. Last week, I was really trying to recover physically. I am still dealing with some pain, but within the last 2 days, I've had up and down feelings about what is Tanisha supposed to do. And I have questioned so much. But I understand her purpose. So many of you are not happy, and I understand why. Multiple reasons. And when I can tell you, being unhappy with the life that you live is a very challenging thing for anyone to go through. Being unhappy with the life that you choose is one of the things that you do have control over. I was very challenged and I wanted to give up whatever I was doing. I was just like, you know what, God, this is too challenging, this is too much. And it was just like, when you have this feeling, after, especially after going through something like that, it's like, I should have been feeling like sky's the limits. But for that moment, I didn't believe that. I really felt like, you know what, Tanisha, like you're doing too much, you're trying too hard, just give this up. Like walk away from all of this. No, go get you a job and, just be like everyone else, because everyone else, they're okay. They seem okay. And then it was just like, speaking to the right people. And this is the reason why I tell you, you have to start surrounding yourself with the right people, people with like minds, people who are positive, people who have so much faith. Because if you hang out with people and you speak to people who don't have faith, you are going to find yourself even more unhappy. Be happy. Own and choose the life that you want. Start being the co-creator of your life, because that's exactly what we are. We are not the creator of our lives. We are the co-creator. God, he already has this plan. He had a blueprint. He wasn't ready for me to go. That's the reason why he kept saying, it's time to go. It's time to go. Like, you have to go to the hospital. Like, right now, you have to go. I could have really had this negative mindset and been like, man, I'm good. Let me just go get me some ibuprofen. Let me sleep it off. And not knowing that that could have led to me being here. I mean, not being here. I could have not listened, and I could have realized that, this is my life. I'm ready. I go when I'm ready to go. That's not the way life is. You are a co-creator of the life that you want. And you have to understand that. And the more that I read the Bible, I'm really starting to understand, like, look, we are living a man-made life. Life wasn't created with money and with McDonald's for you to work as a cashier. Life wasn't created that way. We made that. We made life this way. Money was made. And unfortunately, it's one of the reasons why so many of us are afraid to live the life that we want and the life that we know we truly desire. This is why we go after the things that are not going to add value to our lives. We go after the things that's actually going to hinder our happiness. And I just want you to just know that you have the ability to create the life that you truly, truly desire. I am partly creating this life right now. And I told myself on Saturday, this past Saturday, I said, I can't I can't keep giving up. I can't. He gave me this second chance because he has a purpose for me. He has something big out there. And I don't know what it is. I don't know when it's coming, how it's going to happen. But I know looking at what I have done in the last 3 years, it's not something that I can say is usual. Like, oh, this happens to everyone. It doesn't. It happened because he knows that I have to do something out here, and I have to help people, and I have to help you. A lot of you are not understanding this life. You are not living in your true identity. What I call, we live in a false identity right now. So many of us are stuck into the man-made life, and we're not looking at the life that we have the ability to take part ownership of. There's already a blueprint that's already set for each and every one of us. There is it's no it's no shocking that Jay-Z and Beyonce are living the lives that they are meant, or that they're living. That was already part of their blueprint. It just took them time. They had to go through different things. So Beyonce had to go through Destiny's Child and go through that breakup, and change management from her father and go up and down. Like, she was meant to go through all of those things. She was meant to experience all of that because that was part of her blueprint. Only difference is that she took part, and she took part ownership, and she became a co-creator of that. She could have easily stayed in Houston, Texas, and not to be funny, just could have eating Popeye's chicken all day, doing whatever Beyonce would have possibly been doing if she didn't take that ownership of that co-creation. I'm taking ownership. I refuse to be unhappy again. And I was really heading to that direction. I was like, maybe I should just go and just give me a job and just look. That's being unhappy. That's not the life. And when I tell people that, they think I'm crazy, and I'm not. I am telling you this because I know for firsthand experience. When you have a second chance at life, when you have surgeons that tell you and tell your family that you already started to internally bleed, while once they opened me up, they saw that I was already internally bleeding. And that, for me to come that Sunday, was definitely the right time for me to be there, and that helped save my life. Like, that's not a mistake. There's no it's not a mistake. Everything was meant to happen that way. And I was meant to experience that because I need other people to understand that some of you have had life-threatening situations at your disposal, like it's right in front of you, and you went back to the same life that you're not happy with, and we have to stop living that life. So I am back to my challenge. It is the first day of February, Black History Month, and I'm challenging you. Are you ready to be a creator, a co-creator of your life? Are you ready to see what's really the blueprint that he has designed for you from the day that you were conceived? Like, there is a purpose. There is a purpose. And I want you to understand that. It's there. It's already set. It's just ready for you to, how do you get to understand what is that purpose? How do you wake up and you know what exactly you're supposed to do? It's being aware. And today I'm enrolling five, no, five, well, one spot is already taken. I'm enrolling 4 women because I truly believe that some of you are ready. It's like you're on that you're on a fence. Like you're straddled. Like you're like, I don't know if I want to stay here, but I want to see what's going on over here. And I'm challenged 5 women to come together to work with me for the next month. So for the month of February, we are going to work together in a small group, virtually, video conferencing and conference calls, so that so I can help you to get to that point where you can now be happy, healthy. Like, happy and healthy, happy and healthy, happy and healthy. Those are the only 2 objectives of life: happy and healthy. Because I'm telling you, some of you will probably have that moment where you can say, yo, I almost died. And it's really true, because I almost died. And I refuse to go back and being unhappy and being unhealthy, because I know that I have a major purpose, and I am so determined, even more so now, to go out there and figure out what is at the end of this blueprint. It's been an amazing journey to become an author, to be an inspirational speaker, to be a healthy lifestyle expert. Those are amazing accomplishments, but I feel so much like there's more. And I'm ready to find out what that more is. So there's a link in this post, and I want you to go to that link. And if you are ready, like seriously ready to make these changes, lifestyle, mind, body, and spirit, I challenge you to go to that link and to sign up. And for the next 4 weeks, we are going to work together to help you identify where's your breakthrough. What is it that you're supposed to do? How can we help you to become a happier and a healthier person, mind, body, and spirit? So, this is not just about eating right. We talk about that, but that's not the goal. That's just the foundation, But we're going to really start digging into who you are, what has blocked you, what has stopped you, and understanding why that has happened. Because I know why I stopped and I had so many blockages in my life. And you know, that day, the 24th of January, has changed my life forever. Have a great day, and I am back. I am so happy, and I cannot wait to provide you nothing but inspiration and motivation each and every day. I look forward to working with you in any capacity. And for those of you out there who are just living your life and you are happy and you are healthy, please, I encourage you to go out there and take someone by the hand and to guide them to that life, because you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I feel. And I think what we don't do is that we don't share and we don't help others to get to that path. So don't think about it as, I'm here and I'm living my life. No, take someone that you know is ready for that next level and help them to get there. That's the challenge for each and every one of us. We have something to do this week. We have something to do for the next 28 days of February. Bye, guys. See you later.